Before my colonoscopy, I could not stand that Sabrina Carpenter song. After my colonoscopy, Espresso is like the only song I ever want to listen to now. Hey there everybody, I am Scott, and today I am taking you on an amazing adventure. It's the day before my colonoscopy. If you're new to my channel, I'm usually here whipping up recipes that are inspired by the 80s, and I was kind of thinking, well, this video is sort of inspired by the 80s, because if you were a kid in the 80s, then you're likely dealing with all of those health kind of checkups that are going on right now for people of our age, and that includes a colonoscopy. If you've never had a colonoscopy before, you don't just book it and then you go in. There's actually some prep work that needs to go along with it, usually 5 to 7 days of some very simple instructions, but it is a little bit different than booking teeth cleaning. So that's what I'm gonna do in this video. I'll walk you through what I've been doing for the last 5 to 7 days to prepare for my colonoscopy. Today is actually the day before my colonoscopy, and that's when the bulk of the prep work is done, and probably the part that people are most apprehensive about. I know I was, so I will walk you through what this process entails, and I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm feeling tomorrow morning before my colonoscopy, and if everything goes well, I'll tell you how I thought the colonoscopy went. I'm doing this video for 2 reasons. One, because I want to walk you a little bit farther through what the process is for taking this. There are plenty of good videos online right now that I've been watching that give good tips and that kind of thing, but I want to know the full process. As gross as I hear it is, I want to know how people feel 2-3 hours after taking this kit. The other reason is because this is so important to do. Colonoscopies save lives. And as 80s kids, we're pretty lucky because we have so much good medical information at our fingertips. We know when to get checked now for colonoscopies. We know when to get our prostate exam. So we need to take full advantage of this, demystify all of these processes so that we can get our health in order, not only be 80s kids, but live well into our 80s. I'm gonna begin this video with what I am doing right now because it is the day before my colonoscopy, so we'll go through what I'm about to do, and then I'll kind of backtrack a little bit and tell you what I've been doing for the last week. So here's the box. My medical instructions call this SUPREP. I don't see a name on it, but basically, I'll show you what's in the box here. It comes with 2 little bottles of this stuff, and what I'm supposed to do is pour this into here, 16 fluid ounces. This is only, I think, like 6 ounces. Pour that into here and then fill the rest up with cold water. And then I drink it over a process of 30 minutes. I am actually going to do this here in a second. But this is the part that everybody gets nervous about because what this does is this is what's intended to clean out our intestines and our colon so that when they go in with the camera, they can clearly see everything. Now, this is only 1 dose. There's supposed to be another dose later in the night, early mornings that I do. This first dose is supposed to, I hate to say it, guys, it's just supposed to clean you out. It's not supposed to be a pleasant experience. It is supposed to cause extreme diarrhea. And then the second dose that you take in the morning, the early morning before your colonoscopy, is supposed to do like another clean, but it really shouldn't be anywhere near what happens with after the first dose. I know this is so much too much information kind of thing, but you know what? We're all adults. It's important. It's what we're going through right now. So grow up if you don't like this information. All right, here we go. This is the bottle of stuff that's supposed to make all the magic happen. Easy breezy. This goes in. They even got it nicely labeled on the cup for those of us, you know, who need a little help. And then it goes up to the fill line. It's kind of thick, like syrupy. And this is cold water going in because I have read from many, many people and seen many people on YouTube that said it goes down much better if it is cold. And here we go. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the day before my colonoscopy. And I'm just now starting my SUPREP. First dose. So I have read horror stories about people drinking this and saying that is the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted. It's salty. It's a little sweet. It is by far not the most disgusting thing I have tasted. As a matter of fact, I'm almost wondering, did I do this right? I mean, the instructions are pretty easy. Maybe people online were really like, hyping it up the way that, sometimes they do online. This is gonna go down super fine. Holy crap, this is not bad at all. Hold on. So it says you're supposed to follow this up. You can chug a little bit of Sprite. It says you can also chug a little bit of ginger ale to kind of help you along the way, or eat a popsicle or something like that. As an 80s kid, I really wanted to use my Clearly Canadian wild cherry. This stuff is amazing, by the way. I totally know why it was a hit in the 80s. I mean, it's delicious. So glad it's back. Anyways, I'm a rule follower, and my instructions say ginger ale or Sprite. So I got out my little Sprite. I actually don't drink Sprite ever. I had to buy this, but I don't need it. Honestly, it is not that bad. I'm supposed to drink this over the course of 30 minutes. Now, I could easily chug this. This does not taste bad to me in any way, shape, or form. Totally fine. But it does say some of the things that I've seen online is it helps if you don't chug it. Like I've even seen on YouTube some people saying, oh, I just chugged the bottle and then I drank some water. I'm not doing that. I'm following the instructions, but it does say if you drink it slower over the course of the 30 minutes rather than chugging it, then it kind of goes down a little bit easier. So that's what I'll do. I'll kind of sit here. It also says I'm supposed to stand. So as soon as I'm done with this video and talking to you guys, I'm going to stand and drink the rest. But I did want to do a little disclaimer here. I am not a doctor, just so you know, and I am offering no medical advice. This is purely my experience, and anything else that you guys need to chat about, you need to chat about with your doctor. I'm still drinking my SUPREP, but I wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about, one, why am I getting a colonoscopy, and two, what I've been doing for the last 7 days to prepare apart from what I'm doing today. So I am getting a colonoscopy, one, because I'm in that age group. You're supposed to get a colonoscopy starting at 50. I am 51, so I'm a little behind. But I've also been having some gastro issues over the last 6, 7, 8 months that have really kind of hindered the way I live my life, which has been unfortunate. So we're also trying to rule out some issues that might be happening with my colon as well. They obviously are checking for colon cancer when they do a colonoscopy. They'll look for polyps and that kind of thing. That's why your colon needs to be nice and clean so they can see polyps, they can see any abnormalities. So those are the two reasons why I am getting a colonoscopy. I am in my 50s, and I've also been having some issues that could possibly be related to the colon. FYI, we're only about like 10 or 15 minutes after 3, and this stuff is going down just fine. Not worried at all. Totally fine. So I want to talk a little bit about the last 7 days, because there are instructions from my doctor on some things that you should be doing to prepare 7 days in advance. Now, most of them involve things that absolutely have nothing to do with me. It said stop taking aspirin. I don't take any aspirin. If people who are on blood thinners, blood pressure medicine, insulin, those kinds of things, they all had amended instructions for taking those medications. Again, I am not on any of those things yet. But if you are on those things, those are things that you definitely are going to be questioning your doctor about. So that was 7 days ago. That was a whole week ago. 3 days is when you need to start paying attention or closer attention to your diet according to the instructions that I've been given. 3 days ago, I started a low fiber diet. I've seen some doctors online refer to it as a low residue diet. I'm just gonna have to read from the list because it is a long list of things that you're allowed to eat. So it said cream of wheat grits, cheese yogurt, chicken, fish, eggs, pasta, rice, cooked vegetables without seeds, bananas, cantaloupe, honeydew, avocado, cakes, cookies, and puddings. Okay, so I'm vegan. So mainly what I've been eating is tofu, rice, some very well cooked vegetables. Like I'm talking vegetables that I have never cooked so long in my life to make sure that they're nice and mushy. And I did eat some grits the other day for breakfast. So that has not been a terrible diet for me, particularly because it said you can eat cakes, cookies, puddings, popsicles, ice cream, anything like that. And I have partaken in those things. I've had a lot of ice cream in the last couple of days and a few too many cookies. So things that are not on the list, things that you can't eat: oatmeal, cereal, granola, grain breads, nuts, seeds, popcorn, no raw or dried vegetables, no salads, peppers, beans, corn, beverages with pulp, or nutritional supplements that contain fiber. Those are the things that are off the list. Basically what they're trying to do is make it easy for you to digest everything. No fiber, nothing. They don't want, what I've read is that they don't want any residue left in your colon, nothing at all. And things like seeds and whole grains and granola, they can actually leave a residue in your colon. So that is what I've been doing for 3 days. Now, this morning, I started a different diet. I started a clear liquid diet today. Water, clear fruit juices, carbonated soft drinks, Gatorade, ginger ale, Sprite, plain broth, popsicles, it says Jell-O. I'm vegan, so I can't do Jell-O. Coffee or tea without milk. So clear liquids that you can see through. I haven't eaten that much today. I just haven't felt like it. Or drink, even had that much to drink apart from water and coffee, and that's been pretty much it. Some of the things that are on the no-no list, obviously no solid foods, no red drinks like Kool-Aid, no red Jell-O, no milk or soy products, no orange juice, and no alcohol, of course. Here's what I'm supposed to expect that is going to happen soon. And this is the part that's most interesting to me, is how quickly does this stuff kick in? I know it's different for everybody, but I'll tell you when it kicks in for me. And here's what I'm supposed to expect. And if you're grossed out by bodily functions, then you might want to just turn the channel right now or click off and go watch one of my other little videos. Okay, significant diarrhea. Okay, got it. Bloating, mild abdominal cramps. This is normal. And then it says some patients may develop some soreness in their bottom area. So obviously all those things that come along with extreme diarrhea. I've actually read, what I'm also curious about is some people might experience some shivers, some chills, that kind of thing. So we'll see exactly how this affects me. Again, this is the process to clean out the colon and make it nice and spick and span clean for tomorrow's colonoscopy. I feel like I need to reiterate that this part of the process has been absolutely nothing for me. I was all amped up at how gross and disgusting and how the texture was supposed to be really nasty. And honestly, this part has just been absolutely a breeze. So for me, I don't know, maybe you've got some weird tastes that you don't like, and this might be a complete turnoff. But I gotta say, all that hype that I've seen of people being like, oh, gross, it's so nasty, I don't think I can make it through. I mean, come on, give me a break. This is nothing. So I am on the last leg of drinking this up. I think it's about 325. So I'll need to follow this up with 2 more glasses of just plain water. Basically need to hydrate myself because, I'm about to not have hydration in my body. So 2 more glasses, 32 ounces of water here in the next hour. And then supposedly the fun begins. As I'm walking around waiting for this stuff to kick in, I have been watching the birds just attack my blueberry bush. Some of the blueberries are ready, and let me just tell you, the birds are coming from everywhere to try and take my little blueberries. And now I will bring you into the bathroom with me as we continue the colonoscopy journey. Just kidding, I would never do that. But I did want to show you what my family did as a joke. They replaced my very nice shower curtain with a sloth who is eating pizza. And I actually think that was really funny because, they were like, you're going to be spending a lot of time in the bathroom today, so might as well laugh. And this definitely made me laugh. Isn't he cute? It is now 5:30, so it's been 2 hours since I finished my first dose. And before I get into the details, obviously I'm still here. It's not that bad. I'll explain what happened, but first I just wanted to let you know that there's nothing really to be scared of. So I finished my SUPREP at 3:30. By 3:35, the bloating and a little bit of gas was definitely starting. But I had a ton of liquid on my stomach. I had the 16 ounces of SUPREP, and then you're supposed to drink 2 more 16-ounce cups of water. And so I was trying to drink that pretty fast because I could kind of feel things moving and grooving. I was like, okay, I don't think I can drink this over an hour. Like, I might need to just get this water in me now. So by 3:45, though, it was time to go to the little boy's room. There was no pain. There was not even really a lot of discomfort for me. But it definitely did what it was supposed to do. I don't want to get into too much detail, but yeah, that experience was like none that I've ever had before. But I did want to just reiterate, no pain, no discomfort. It does what it's supposed to do. I was in the bathroom for probably about 30 minutes before I thought, oh, okay, maybe I can get up and go do some other things. I stood up, and I do think that standing up is important because it just does allow things to kind of keep moving the way they're supposed to do. So within like 5 or 10 minutes after standing up, I was like, oh, gotta go back. And then I was in and out of the bathroom until now. But again, nothing too crazy. I mean, this has not taken me out of my day. I am starving right now, to be honest with you. So I made myself some clear vegetable broth that I'll be drinking here over the next few minutes. And, you know, because you don't eat or drink all day long, well, no, sorry, you haven't eaten all day long. You're supposed to continue to drink clear liquids so you don't get dehydrated. But my energy level is not what it normally is on a day like today. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna drink this up, and then I'm just gonna go do some little light yard work. It's super hot outside, so I don't want to be out there for too long, but I also don't want to lose the day. And I am feeling fine physically. So I want to go plant some flowers and then turn in for the night because I do have to get back up at 2 o'clock in the morning to do round 2 of the dose. And then, of course, my colonoscopy, I have to be at the hospital by like 7:30. And then my colonoscopy is like at 8:30. So a lot to do over here in the next 12 to 15 hours, but all good. And I guess my biggest takeaway for your first dose of how this would all go down is grab a People magazine, grab your iPad, grab whatever, because you're gonna be staring at the wall, otherwise, the bathroom wall, if you don't go ahead and do those things, because you're in there for a while. Well, I clearly made it. It's actually been a couple of weeks since my colonoscopy. I intended to do this video the day of my colonoscopy, but everything went so well, I was able to kind of jump back into my normal daily life and routine without missing a beat, and I actually forgot about doing this video for a while. So here I am back in the saddle, and I want to tell you a little bit about how things went. I think I forgot to mention that I was also getting an endoscopy at the same time as my colonoscopy, but that really didn't affect any of the processes that I've been talking about leading up to the colonoscopy. Everyone's experience is different. As a matter of fact, within days of my colonoscopy, I had 4 friends, family members, coworkers, all getting colonoscopies as well. And all of them had varied experiences, even with the prep, the actual procedure, and then afterwards. So I want to reiterate, this is my experience, and I hope you can just take a little bit away from it so that as you prep for yours, you go into the colonoscopy knowing a little bit more than you did before. I gotta say, everything went like clockwork. I got to the hospital, they took me back almost immediately after just a little bit of paperwork. It's not paperwork anymore, it's all done on a tablet. And then I changed into my gown, they started the IV, and within a matter of minutes after that, they were wheeling me into the operating room. They were not messing around. They put this pillow on my back that I need to tell you about. It was like the most contouring pillow to my back I was so unbelievably comfortable. I almost asked, where did you get that pillow? But I didn't. So we were in the operating room making chit chat. I know that the anesthesia was starting, and then they turned on the music. And that Sabrina Carpenter song, Espresso, came on. The last thing I remember saying was, ugh, I hate that song. And then boom, I was out. Now, my doctor, she is super young, super amazing, super smart, super fabulous. But I'm not surprised that that's the kind of age group of music that she's listening to, because I was like, wow, Sabrina Carpenter is probably within 10 years of her age. Wow, I feel really old. That anesthesia was basically like having the best sleep of my life. I actually think it's the same stuff that they used with Michael Jackson that got him into all that trouble. So yikes on that, but it worked for me. And actually I woke up feeling super refreshed, wasn't really groggy. They put you in recovery, at least my hospital did. They put you into a recovery room. And then within a few minutes, my doctor came back to kind of explain how things went. And let me just tell you what she said. And I'm quoting here. She said, "You have a very pretty colon." And she said it while holding up a picture of my colon. So what she meant by that is that the prep worked for me. It got everything nice and clean. My colon was super pink so that they could kind of see what they needed to see. Luckily, they saw no polyps, and they did a biopsy for celiac disease because of all the issues that I was having, and that came back negative. So all good there. So A+ on my pretty little colon, and now I don't have to get a colonoscopy for another 10 years. I should mention that they found a couple of issues with the endoscopy, which is good because I'm being treated for those things now, and only time will tell if they can help me on this journey that I'm on, trying to find out what's going on with my digestive system. But that is really terrific that they were able to detect something there, and now I'm being treated for that. And I did want to take a moment to say how unbelievably grateful I am for the type of care that I received with this colonoscopy. I live just outside of Washington, D.C., and was treated in Arlington, Virginia. And the facility that I was in, it was so nice and modern. I mean, it looked like you could launch a rocket ship in there. And everyone who I dealt with was so kind, from the receptionist to the nurses to my doctor, super smart, super nice, super awesome. And I just feel so grateful to have had that kind of experience. And I do believe that every single person in this country, on this planet really, should have that type of high-end healthcare. Now, here's where things come full circle. On the way home from my colonoscopy, I was listening to the radio, and on the radio came the Sabrina Carpenter song, Espresso. And I was like, dang, that's a really good song. Before my colonoscopy, I could not stand that Sabrina Carpenter song. After my colonoscopy, Espresso is like the only song I ever want to listen to now. Figure that one out. So the lessons learned from this very long video is, if you're a Gen Xer, you need to start talking to your doctor about when a colonoscopy might be right for you. And 2, you should definitely broaden your music horizons. It is perfectly fine to still have Debbie Gibson and Bananarama on your playlist, but you need to weave in those Sabrina Carpenters and Ariana Grandes of the world. If you liked this video, just know that it's not the normal kind of video that I would do, but I would still appreciate your like and subscribe. Go check out all the recipes that I've got on this channel, and I will see you in the next video.